One topic that's been really popular recently is on Brexit. Not popular as in Brexit, because I think we're bored to death with Brexit, aren't you? And Laura Kuenssberg gets wheeled on to give her opinion on all those sort of things. But the fact is, Brexit is done. And then I want to talk about the bounce back, the bounce back at the end of the year with the economy. I want to talk about that today as well. So that's what I've got planned for you. Hopefully you're picking up this new live stream. We've got a new bit of software now, which is allowing us to produce these quite nicely. Anyway, let's get to the first topic. Let's talk about the first topic, which I've entitled Brexit, because it seems like a good one to use, really. Brexit, there you go. Because we all know what Brexit is. It's all about getting out of the European Union, isn't it? Brexit and CeMAP and regulations. We're talking about Unit 2, aren't we, in the exam? Because that's the one that people are concerned about. And obviously the thing is, yeah, Brexit's happened. We know that. There was a deal struck, lastminute.com, but that was good negotiating techniques. As a result of the deal being struck, we are now officially out of the European Union. We're officially out of the customs union. We are now a country on our own. And the first thing they did is they abolished VAT on sanitary towels, which I thought was a really good thing to do, because we can now, you see, we can make our own laws and make our own rules. Obviously, the deal makes us stick to the rules, if you like, when it comes to trading with them. So the trade deal's great, but if you're in my marketplace, we don't sell products, we sell services. And of course, the services was not included in the deal. Financial services themselves were not included. And what's happening now is that financial services are now being negotiated. So the first key thing then is that financial services, FS, which is what we're talking about, is now being negotiated by the powers that be. And they're negotiating at the moment about what they can do really with the financial services side of things. It's what we want now, because we want access to the European marketplace. The European economy, if you like, represents, they reckon, 16% of the world. So it's a big marketplace, don't get me wrong, it's not the biggest. The US, China's the biggest, but the European Union is a big market. And we want access to that. We've had access to it. We want to have what they call equivalence rules, so that we can trade in London and in Berlin, Bonn, all over the European Union. And it's hugely important because it's a major market. So at the moment then, the negotiators are trying to get this FS deal. That doesn't really affect you guys as mortgage advisors, because most of your business is probably done in the UK. Northern Ireland is the same as the UK, of course, but of course they're in the customs union, but it's the same thing. At the end of the day, we want to trade and trade really well. But in financial services, they're doing some negotiating at the moment. So let's just park that for a moment at all. Let's pick up on a couple of topics for you. The one that people talk about a lot is GDPR. GDPR, which of course was a European thing. Whether you like it or not, the Europeans got good at this, and it's affecting the world. Now, the point about GDPR is there's no change at all, because at the same time we introduced the UK Data Protection Act. The UK Data Protection Act was introduced. That was dated in 2018, and the whole point was that the GDPR was put into our statute books by our own UK data protection legislation. So you call it GDPR if you want to. Fact is, it's the UK data protection that governs it. So no change there at all. So don't worry about revising something new for your exam, because it's pretty much the same, really, isn't it? Now, the other thing, of course, is that European Union law stays. So European Union law stays put. It doesn't change. Now, this is the big one for you. A lot of people think just because we've left the European Union, Brexit, then all the European law that's been built up over the last 50 years is now gone. And that's actually a load of nonsense that you could ever hear. Now, there's this thing called acquis, I think it's pronounced. I'm not very good with my French. I'm sure some of you will pick that up. Which is a huge statute book. About is 80,000 pages long, this book, acquis, which contains all the European law. Now, the whole point is that we still keep all of that. It remains in the UK statute book. So all of this European law that we've had remains in the UK. Nothing's changed. Now there will be a series of regulatory repeal bills coming down the line when we start to repeal bits of it. But that's going to take time. So all of the aspects in Unit 2 of CeMAP 1 remain the same. So when we talk about European Union membership, okay, we're not a member, but we have to adhere to the directives and the various rules because we haven't repealed any of them yet. We may do at some point, but I doubt it because we're negotiating at the moment with the FS. So we're probably going to keep a lot of the rules. Besides, they're pretty darn good rules, really. So let's not go sort of breaking what's not broken kind of thing. Don't fix what's not broken is the course there, is it? Now, the whole point about the European Union and regulatory rules is that Brexit is not an event, it's a process. It didn't just happen on the 31st of December. It's going to continually proceed over the next year to 2 years. And it's going to take years, I think, to pan out. And you know, when we make changes, they'll be reflected in the LIBF textbook. We'll tell you what the changes are as they come along, of course, but you don't need to worry so much, do you? So that's been a pretty useful video. One last thing, of course, for Brexit is expats. My old dad, he's an expat. He lives in France with his girlfriend, Carol. How cool is that? He's 83, he's got his girlfriend, Carol. And he's well happy because the deal meant that expats kept their benefits. So he keeps the healthcare. He also keeps his British state pension, which is index linked still as well. So a lot of the expats are really pleased about that. And I think that's a good thing all round. The only problem is the cold weather bonus for the pension. In this country, in the UK, of course, the cold weather bonus, I think, was triggered, wasn't it, by the cold weather we've had recently. But in France, they take all of the French colonies and they average out the temperature. And if it drops below a certain amount, you get your cold weather payment. But in France, of course, they've still got colonies in East Africa. Madagascar is one, which is not far from the equator. So, of course, if you take the Madagascan temperature and the French temperature, it does build it right somewhat so they don't ever have to pay the cold weather payment in France. How funny is that? But there we go. We're not here to talk about that, are we? So, Brexit, good or bad, depends on your politics. Not going to go into that. Doesn't really matter. We're out now. And the world is our oyster. Remember, the European Union is only 16% of the world economy. People don't appreciate that so much. Yes, we've done a lot of those, guys, and trade. But the world is our oyster, as they say. So let's look forward to financial services being traded across the whole world. And with IT and technology, we can do it, can't we? I hope that's been a good update for you. Bye.